Sharp came here. Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which you can get at Amazon.com. And today I'm going to talk about one of those taboo subjects again. I'm going to tell you what all white folks have in common. And this is something that a lot of people get uncomfortable with just talking about it, just mentioning it. And I have a good feeling I'm going to get some bad comments or negative comments or some thumb down on this video. But I'm cool with that, because what I'm saying is it's nothing new. Nothing has changed over the past 22 years. Last I checked, only thing that's changed in this country is everything is camouflage. Everything happens subtle. Everything is not so obvious up until the past 6 months, I guess you can say, because now it's a lot of video being going viral. You have social media, so now it's somewhat in your face. But I guess it depends on perception, because now you can look at a video and someone else can look at a video and they'll see something different. So I guess it depends on the person's perception on how they see it, I guess. But as black folks, we tend to be moral. We have very good morals. We're very religious and not so much spiritual, but very religious people. And for the most part, most black people I know are Christians, or at least claim to be Christians, I should say. And we think, or I should say sometimes a lot of us, we get manipulated into believing that just because someone's in office, or just because someone's about to go into office, that they're going to do the right thing, whatever that is, or they're going to do the moral thing, whatever that is. And most people aren't doing that. I mean, I've traveled the world and traveled around the United States of America. I don't see any group of people doing anything like that. I don't see any diversity. I don't see any multiculturalism, whatever that means. I don't see any diversity. Just because y'all can sit and eat or party or go to the football game or go to a concert together with different groups of people, that's not diversity. Diversity is when me and the Korean guy own a gas station together, or here in a beauty salon store together. I don't see that when I go into any black communities. I see the Korean guy or a woman own the hair shop separately. I don't see any partnerships between blacks and Koreans, blacks and Chinese. So other people are controlling the black neighborhoods economically and politically. And this is where we get suckered in at, because we think that other groups, other nationalities of people are going to treat us fairly just because it's the moral thing to do. And I haven't seen that in 42 years. I just haven't seen it happen like that. I don't see it happening today. And it's never going to happen. You know why? Because no one is going to give you power. No one is going to give you an economic advantage or a competitive advantage over them. You're going to have to take it. You're going to have to force people to do stuff for you. We're going to have to force people to do stuff. And you can't ask for too much. You got to take it. That's how this world operates. The people that own and operate and control this country, this world, they do it by money and power and violence. But violence will go into power. That's how this world is run. So no one is going to give us anything. We have to, it's all on us. That's why I keep saying we all we got. We're alone. No one is going to help us. Oh, they might be friends with us. They might have a personal relationship with you. But that's not a business relationship. You see the difference? So you got to separate your personal life from your business life. Other people are already doing this, but it seems like a lot of black people have a hard time with this because we're so religious and we think that some Jesus Christ is going to fly out the sky, some savior is going to come down with a miracle, and we're going to be, living the life, and we're going to have everlasting life, but I've traveled all around the world, and this is one thing that all white folks have in common. And you want to know what that really is? All white folks, I don't care where you go. You can go all across North America, South America, Russia, Australia, all around the continent of Africa, even in Asia. It's white people in Asia. It's all across the islands, the Netherlands, the Caribbeans, anywhere where white folks is at. There's one thing that they all have in common. They might have arguments amongst each other, but there's one thing I've noticed is they believe that they should be in charge. Period. Point blank in a story. They believe they should be in charge. They believe that they shouldn't have to listen to anybody else that's not white. Yeah. Believe it or not, now they're not going to say that because that's not part of the status quo. You're not white. You're not supposed to say that in public. You're supposed to camouflage it. You're supposed to act like it's business as usual. This is why a lot of people around the world, especially in America, have a hard time with President Barack Obama being in office, because white folks are tired of looking at a black person on TV all the time. They're not used to that. I mean, they had 8 years of this. You have people that's say 40, 50, 60 years of age that's white. they ain't never had experience like that in their life. And you have like a 8-year-old, all he ever seen was a black person in office. So that's going to affect him differently than a 40 or 50 or 60-year-old. So it's a kind of like a paradigm shift for the younger whites, because that's, if you're an 8-year-old, that's all they know. That's all they ever seen. But anybody else that's older, they don't really know how to handle it. Really, they don't have I don't think most whites have the mental capacity to really get past or move forward, because a lot of whites, especially if you work a job, and let's say you're a black person or a non-white person, and you're a supervisor or a manager or something like that, and if you see, I've seen this play out hundreds of times at jobs. A lot of whites, it really burns them inside when a black person at a job tell them to do something. It really burns them inside, And a lot of white people I've seen, they quit as soon as they found another job. And then you have a small percentage of whites, they quit on the spot. I've seen white people quit the first day, within the first hour, because they just couldn't stand the fact that a black person, male or female, that was telling them what to do. I mean, they just can't, most whites just can't do it. They just can't function. And that's just based on my experience and what I've seen over the past 20 years. Because they have been raised and kind of brainwashed, really. They think that they've been raised to feel like they're important people. Like they should be in charge. No one should tell them what to do. And that's how it's supposed to be. And if it ain't how it's supposed to, if that ain't how it is in that particular environment, wherever this may be, they're going to go off. They're going to lose it. And this is when the name calling comes in that. Because when they get uncomfortable and when they just can't take anymore, stuff will just start to slip out. They'll start calling you every name that they probably ever wanted to call you, but just didn't have the balls to do it. And especially when they start drinking liquor and beer and alcohol, because alcohol is truth serum. So all the stuff they say when they're drinking or drunk, that's really how they feel. And the internet, especially Twitter and Facebook, has given a lot of whites, just a lot of people in general, but especially whites, courage to say what they always wanted to say, but they just didn't have a channel or outlet to do it. Because let's face it, a lot of these white people, no one listens to them. No one pays attention to them. But when social media came about, that just gave them an outlet to voice their opinions to everybody and get feedback with no picture, no address, no consequences in most cases. Unless they're an athlete or a celebrity or something like that, they might get a little backlash. But for the most part, there's no consequences because no one's going to come and see them. No one's going to come to their house. So that's how most whites feel. They think they should be in charge. And that's how it is. So if you like what you heard, check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Game is out. Peace.